Hi, my name is Rich. My brother Dave and I renovate houses, and we like to show you how to do projects yourself so you can save a ton of money. Today we're going to show you how to make custom shiplap siding. We're also going to make a video showing you how to install the custom shiplap siding. Okay, so this is the basement of a very large lake house. It's 6,000 square feet, and we want to completely renovate it. You can see that we have a lot of work to do. So what we decided to do is make custom shiplap siding, and this is the finished product right here. We think it looks really cool. And this is how it started, is just a plain pine board. These are 12 footers and they're 1x8s. So we want to show you the steps of how we went from that to this. And we like this look because it looks kind of like a smoky gray. Looks like a whiskey barrel. This is going to be a man cave when it's all done. And there's just a few different steps to the staining. And the cool thing is you can really make any kind of stain combo that you want to result in any kind of look that you want. Okay, so today I'm working with Dave's son Caleb. And this is our work area. We would suggest to do all the staining outside because there's some pretty strong fumes that come from this. So we're fortunate we have a beautiful day today at the lake to work on everything. And so this is basically a 3-step process. And we're starting out with and this is kind of like the secret to the whole thing, is to use pre-stain. And I'm going to see if I can zoom in on this. So what we're using, it's called Minwax Pre-Stained Wood Conditioner. And the point of that is, well, what's the point?
Well, the pre-stain helps seal the especially porous woods such as pine. So it helps it absorb the stain a bit more evenly, so you won't get a blotchiness when you put the stain on the wood.
Awesome.
Saturate up your applicator sponge, and then just pretty quickly coat the board.
And then how long did you say it's going to take to dry?
The can says 5 to 15 minutes, but I usually just do a row, and then I come back and wipe off any excess, and there's usually not much. And then you have to apply your stain within like 2 hours of using this, so I just put the stain on immediately after.
Okay, so this is step 1 of 3 steps that we're doing to get our look. All right, now to get the desired stain look, what we did is we just did a whole bunch of different samples. There was a big debate if we were gonna, just the overall look was gonna be brown like that, or if it was gonna be gray like that. And so after a lot of deliberation, we decided to go with a gray tone. And so we purchased a few different stains in the gray family, and we just cut up a pine board and mixed various combos. Sometimes we did just real light stain, and sometimes we did darker stain. Sometimes we mixed the two. Like we had 2 shades of gray, and ultimately what happened is we did the dark one and then the light one over it, and that is how it turned out. And so this is our prototype for this job, is this look. Okay, so step 1 was to use the Minwax pre-stain, and then my wife came up with this combo of using these 2 gray stains to get this look. And it was just through experimenting with different combinations. But this is, Varathane is the company, and this one's called Carbon Gray. And this one's pretty dark. So Caleb's putting that one on first. And what's your technique with that?
We just do like a pretty light coat. You don't want too much stain on the rag, or else it really makes the board super dark. So I just try and get it kind of streaked across the board somewhat evenly, and then I go back in and I try and rub more of it to get a more uniform look. But then immediately after I finish the board, I come back with a sock or another clean cloth, and I try and wipe off any of the extra stain. And it leaves a lot of the grain still open, so when we apply the second stain, it's got a place to go. Alright, grab the sock. You just try and wipe away any of the excess. So we got a lot of that blonde grain still showing through. So now we come in with our lighter stain, and really I like to get a lot on it, and then just slather it on. Keep it nice and thick.
So it's interesting because you didn't really let the first stain dry. You just put the other one right on top of it.
Right on top of it.
I guess that's what my wife Lori was doing, and I was surprised about that actually. But somehow it works like magic.
Alright. We're going to come back in and get the sides of the boards.
Yeah, we're going to be leaving a 1/8 inch gap between the boards as we hang them because of they might contract and expand over time, and so that's why we're doing the edges, because otherwise you could potentially see some of that yellow blonde wood in that spacing. So this way it'll be covered. And then this third product that we're using is a different company. So number 2 is Varathane. Now we're back to Minwax, which is what the first one was, the pre-stain. So this one's just called Wood Finish Penetrating Stain, and this one's Classic Gray, number 271. We're going to put links to all of these products in the description below. It's our Amazon affiliate links, and if you click on those links to make your purchase, Amazon will send us a small commission, and it won't cost you anything. So thanks much for doing that. So now how long are you going to wait to let the first board set up before you do the final?
I usually wait maybe just a few minutes, 5 minutes or so. Typically you would wait longer, but we still want some of the wood grain to show.
Okay.
So we let it saturate for a brief period of time.
All right, and then you're going to do a final wiping on that.
Yes.
To give it its final look.
Absolutely.
But this, even right here with this board, this shows you, like, this is another option. If you want it to be super dark, you wouldn't even need to mix the 2 stains. You would just put the one on there and say, this is the look I like. But we're looking for more of a kind of like I was saying before, like a smoky gray. And we think it's going to look really interesting in our man cave basement. So it is a bit of an effort to create a single board, but when they're all done, they're kind of like little works of art. I can show you some of the finished ones over here. And those are going to look really interesting when they're on the wall. Okay, so this is the final step.
Final step. Come back through. You just wipe off the excess gray.
So that's leaving a blend then of the 2 grays.
Yeah, and it really gives it some depth with the darker underneath the lighter.
I guess this is just all a matter of preference of how much of the wood grain you want to reveal.
Yes.
but we really like the look of the wood grain, so we're trying to leave some of it exposed. Then when that's done, it appears to dry a bit darker than how we see it right now. I guess one thing we didn't talk about is a good idea to wear protective gloves first, and then all your rags and socks or whatever you're going to use would be on over that protective glove, because you really don't want to get this stuff on your skin. Well, awesome.
There you have it.
Total, we have about 70 boards, so just 67 to go, and we'll be finished. So we're doing the entire basement, all 4 walls, and so we had to purchase quite a bit of these pine boards, and we're using 8-footers, 10-footers, and 12-footers. So the pattern won't be exactly the same. It'll be varied as we put it on the walls. So here's some boards that we did yesterday. These are 12-footers, and they dried all night, and that's how they look. All right, Caleb's been working like crazy, and there is the first batch of boards, and they look wonderful. And hopefully there's enough of them to at least get going, and we're gonna try to knock this wall out here shortly. All right, that's all there is to it. As you can see, creating custom shiplap siding isn't too difficult. Probably the key to it is just to experiment with the different stains, put them on little sample boards, and keep notes of how you're making each one, so that if you like the end result, you can go ahead and replicate it for the entire room. In a future video, we'll show you how to install your new custom shiplap siding. So anyway, hope this video helps. If you liked it, got anything out of it, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And please consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already, because we have a lot of home improvement videos coming out shortly. So thanks much for viewing.